Good morning, interwebs. It's 10:34 at night. So that whole like saying good morning in the morning thing, that was a novelty yesterday. Don't get used to it. Oh yeah, and you can hear my dishwasher going. I apologize. It's probably quite loud and obnoxious, but hey, the dishes will be done and the sink is basically clean, except for that mustard splatter. Why is there a mustard splatter in my sink? Well, I've been plagued with my food. By the time you see this vlog, you will have had the opportunity to see the food video. Feed Your Face February has begun, my friends. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in February, I intend to post a food-related video on how to make something yummy that we eat around these parts. So the video that went up today was for our enchilada casserole. And actually I showed you how I made my whole meal, which included the enchilada casserole, some tomatoed Spanish rice stuff, and some beets. So that was yummy. So today was Wednesday. There'll be another one on Friday. I'm not exactly sure what it's gonna be, but I think it might be meatloaf and mashed potatoes. But we will see. If there's anything that you have seen us eat that you are particularly interested in knowing about or how it's made, let me know and I'll be sure to include it. But I have a number of ideas. I just need to make them happen. But first, I need to deal with the child standing on the stairs staring at me who's supposed to be in bed. And I need to clean up the kitchen and pack Steve's lunch before he wakes up in like 45 minutes. So I will catch back up with you in just a sec. It's gone and gotten cold again. It's supposed to apparently like stay that way. And I somehow managed to not tend the fire super well today. I think it's because we let it like burn out 2 days ago and kind of just been lightly tending it because it got so warm. It was in like the 60s for a couple of days and just didn't see the point in overheating the house and wasting the wood, you know? But that means that there's not like the nice coal bed, so I didn't tend it quite well enough and now it's chilly. But the fire will come back up. I'll just have to keep on it tonight. Probably get up and add wood at least once, if not more. So, I was going to go make myself some more coffee, but I already turned all the lights off in there. Which means I can't take you with me. So I'll leave you here and meet you with my cup of coffee in hand, because then I'll be a much happier Kendra, because, you know, I'll have something warm to put my hands around. There wasn't very much coffee left, so I'm making tea. I'm making London Fruit and Herb Company Strawberry and Vanilla Fool. I always got English breakfast tea, but I thought maybe it would be more responsible to have something with slightly less caffeine in it, because I should probably try and go to bed at a more reasonable time tonight. Let me show you the things I finished today, or have finished of late. I guess I just recently, this morning, finished weaving in ends on the things that I was kind of done with. So here is another Ups and Downs hat by Moogly Blog. I still need to actually do the braiding part, which is just interweaving these, and I need to sew the button on, but that was in another room, and I was too lazy to go get it. And I finished the matching mitts. These are all out of Red Heart with Love in the color Boysenberry, and I absolutely love the yarn. It feels so good and just so smooshy and delicious, and the color is just super nice. And then I also made the Ups and Downs cowl to go with it. Now at the hat, I had been doing 2 rounds of the braid, but I only did 1 round on this hat, made it less slouchy, and then I had enough to do the cowl too, and I have like a little ball left that I'll do something else with. And I wanted to make something else in kind of Valentine's-y colors to put up in my Facebook shop, and I decided to make a toy. I haven't toyed in a while. It's very weird, and it's been very nice because I got a new set of hooks I mentioned yesterday. There's my tea. So I got this set of the tulip, I think it's Etimo, anyways, the tulip hooks with the gray handles. I really like them. So I showed you all in my Q&A my first crochet hook, which was a J, and it was the one that I picked because I thought it was a pretty color when I was in high school. And then my mom, after that, gave me a set of, like a cheap set of Crochet Dude hooks that her friend had given her. So I used those for a little bit, and I did not like them. They were not the ergonomic ones. They were just, like, the cheap set that you get at Walmart, and they just didn't feel good and whatever. And I was making my niece her graduation Afghan. And so I bought a J-hook, just one of these, because I decided I needed a squishy hook, and I don't know what made me buy this particular one, but these are like $10 a hook, which, I mean, isn't really that expensive in the grand scheme of things. Actually, I think they're $12. I got it with a coupon, but still, they're not cheap. And then they kind of have quit making the gray handled ones. They make a pink version now, but I don't like them as well. But the tulip have the hook that I like the best. I don't like Susan Bates hooks at all. I like the boy tips, and then I really prefer the tulip tip, which is just a little bit different. So, you're back on your toilet paper stand. You know, I might have to leave my little pyramid of toilet paper even when I'm done with this pattern, just because it works so well. But it looks so tacky. Anyways, I bought the J hook. I've had this one. It's like my go-to. There are things where I will make them in a J when it's not quite the appropriate size, just because I like using this hook. And I kept looking to get a set of them, and investing in a set was going to be well more than I wanted to pay at the time, because I kept looking. They were over $100. Well, I found this set on Amazon for $49.95, and I've been looking at a bunch of places that have had them, have been out of stock on them, and they kind of go in and out of stock. And Steve was getting a part for the chainsaw, and you know when Amazon like goes, you might be interested in, and it's usually something that you're not really interested in. Well, down in the little corner I saw this at the bottom of the chainsaw page. I'm like, click on that! So Steve did. I'm like, oh, it's the hooks! He goes, are those the ones you've been looking for forever? I said, yep. And he said, okay. So I bought them with a birthday gift card I had been given, and that was exciting. And they showed up while I was in California, so I arrived home to some new hooks. But I had not made a toy yet with it, and I always felt like their G-hook was going to revolutionize my toy making, and I think it might. It's just so smooth, and my hand doesn't hurt. This is my perfect hook, I think. So, I apologize for the beeping. It's just reminding me that my tea is ready, and I'm blabbering instead of getting it. It's steeping, right? Steeping, yeah. So, what I am making is an Ella the Elephant. And it's a free pattern on Ravelry, and I forget who it is by. It is by the same person who I originally got my doll patterns from. I've made a number of changes to the doll patterns over time, as I've made so many of them, but it's the same person who designed these. And I decided I would use this yarn, the Sangria Value Craft Smart whatever from Michaels that I bought when I was in California, which looks like Valentine's threw up on it. Where did my hook go? There it is. Excuse me, I just didn't want to run over it with my chair. So I wanted to make something with that, and I was looking at hat patterns for like kids hats, because I kind of want to do like a kids set with that to put on Facebook, and nothing struck my interest, and I wasn't really feeling like playing with something in a way of designing it. I wanted something with a little more to it than just like a plain hat. So I started trying to make like some headband pattern that I had, and I just didn't like the way this yarn was stiffer than I wanted for a garment, even an accessory, and it didn't feel great working it in that sense. But I was like, these colors would make a really cool elephant. So I've started making an elephant, because I've had people ask for elephants. So I have the head, and I have one ear completed. And then we'll see how far I get. And I also have been editing videos, and I put up my winner, and I already got a response back, so that's good, because I was, you know, you always worry when you put something like that out there that, like, people aren't really going to, like, respond. I don't know. I've just seen that happen to too many people, and, like, people who have actual followings, and it's not like I have a large following, but I do have devoted viewers, and that is cool. It's a small group of people who I actually interact with on a daily basis. So, woo, my Feed Your Face February video is done processing. So now I can upload it to YouTube, and theoretically you have all watched it. Let me know what you think of the Feed Your Face February videos. I know that people have been interested in what we eat and all that, so That just seemed like a good solution. And yes, Grandma Jello is forthcoming. It'll be later in the month. It'll have to be after Steve has days off. And as Steve reminded me today, he is still at the work debt to make up for me going to California, because he already works 10 days on and 4 days off. Well, he moved his 2 batches of 4 days together, so that way I could go to California. So he has a 20-day stretch to work. Well, he did, from when I got back from California. So that's nice of him. And today he went to a training. It's basically like a lecture by the people who run the oil pipeline, telling you what to do in case of an emergency or a pipeline thing. Like, all the emergency people go, and as a dispatcher, obviously, he has to go. And basically what they tell you is, don't touch anything, call us and we'll deal with it. But he gets lunch out of the deal, which usually the lunch is really good. Last year especially, he got a really nice travel mug that we use all the time as like the door prize. And the lunch was really tasty. And he won I think it was $25. It may have been more, gift card to Walmart. This year, he got this, which is like a phone, you know, like one of those battery backup things. He was all excited because he hoped I could plug it into my camera and we could take my camera camping with us then. But no such luck. This will work on my phone, but my camera doesn't have a USB port. So he got that. The food was fair to middling, and they only had one meat option for the entree. Usually around here when you do a buffet, there's at least 2, if not like a ton of meat options. And the only option was ham, which is kind of a weird meat option. Like, when you go to things and there's only one meat option, it's usually chicken. And here, you could get away with it being beef, but ham, I just thought that was strange. And he said that it wasn't very good. And then he didn't win anything. So, it was kind of a loss. But it was 50-cent corn dog day at Sonic, and Steve happened to remember because he saw that yesterday when he was at the library with the kids. So he brought it up to me. I was like, ooh, we have family fun money left. So he brought me and the kids corn dogs. So I got to eat some corn dogs today, and they were really good. And now I am going to go and make my tea so it will quit beeping at me and think if I have anything else interesting to tell you. I'm sure I do, because I haven't really chatted with anybody today. I've just been, I don't know, I feel like I've been busy the whole day. I just can't quite put my finger on what I've been busy doing. I know I filmed my video tonight making dinner, but hello, I was gonna make dinner anyways, but it is a bit more of a production when I have to film it. Oh, I worked on editing. I worked on editing my tutorial this morning. That's what I was doing. And then Steve had to go to his thing. That's right. So, I mean, it all should go. Oh, and Steve and I did some stuff in the kitchen today, but I still haven't finished putting everything up. I figure I'll show you where I put things away once I put more of them away, because it will be just, it'll make more sense. So, I'm gonna go make my tea.